Namaste. Now we are in Pokhara. Pokhara is one of the best city of this planet. So Pokhara is everything. Like it has a culture, it has a nature, it has a history, it has everything. It's one of the richest in biodiversity, natural phenomena, culture, and science also. So today we are going to talk about Pokhara. What is the prospectus of the Pokhara? What is the best part of the Pokhara? How Pokhara can be flourish? How people can come to visit here, and how we can promote the tourism in the Pokhara. So to talking with these all subjects, we have a wonderful person from Ireland, Mr. John Cooke. I would like to welcome to Mr. John Cooke in this conversation. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, Arsi.
Mr. John, you were in Pokhara for last 17 months, and you have traveled many cities of the world. How did you find the Pokhara?
I think Pokhara found me is the answer to that question. I came for 2 weeks. I came across from India. We got locked out on the 15th of March from India. There was huge talk in Europe and across the world about this COVID, so everybody was in panic. I just came back to Pokhara. I said I'd bide my time. I rechristened Pokhara Paradise Pokhara because, as you say, I'm here 17 months. I've met some fantastic people. I have really enjoyed myself here. Those hills, those mountains, they're just pure majestic. And the one thing I loved about the hills is, every morning I used to look at it, the fresh air that would come off the trees. I said, wow, how can I couldn't be in a better position when everybody was crying around the world.
So do you think that the lockdown was blessed for you?
Well, it's ironic. There's a gentleman from Canada here, and we were sitting having coffee maybe 3 months ago. And he basically said, any man or any woman, tourist, or even your own people, that got locked into Pokhara, it's like we won the lotto.
Wow.
We won the lotto because we have witnessed on the TV screens the devastation in many other countries and the lockdown, very severe lockdown, even in my own country. And my own country have passed maybe 30 pieces of emergency legislation. Now, people don't realize this, but there's a whole new legal system regarding socializing and working, and I don't know how they're going to adapt.
So you mean that you find it very safe and peaceful in the Pokhara during the lockdown and even the pandemic situation?
Yeah. Look, your people, the culture, worked in construction, I've worked in film, I've worked in many industries, but I admire your people, the way they attend to their duty of work. It's okay, your country is not, we'll say, up to speed in many areas like America would be or Europe would be, but at least your people are quite genuine, very, very genuine. And you have lovely music here, and your food, like your dal bhat. Like I tell people back home in Europe that when I go to India or now even Nepal, it's like I detox my system with all this fresh veg, fresh fruit. It's amazing stuff.
So if I would ask you what is your message for the people from outside of the Nepal about Pokhara and visit Nepal, what would be your message?
Well, on my Facebook page, I have connected with Facts of Nepal. And the Facts of Nepal, they put up these beautiful pictures of the mountains at sunrise, sunset, the hills. And I just share them on my page. Now, I have busloads of friends that want to come to Pokhara as a result. And they look at me, and I know they look happily for me, but also they look kind of envious, and they say, my God, look at where he's ended up. It's like he's in heaven.
Right. So thank you very much. So what is your recommendation? How we can flourish the tourism in the Pokhara? What could be the very innovative and creative idea to promote the tourism? I introduce the Pokhara in international level.
Yeah, that's very interesting now, and I'm talking to some hoteliers, and actually we were in Damphus 2 days ago with the trekker. And, we spent a whole day in a beautiful hillside with the real old Nepalese house. And he's going to put a tented village around that. So we were giving him ideas. Now, I do have one auntie cousin who is involved in the tourist industry. She's the secretary of the Tourist Association of Ireland. So I will talk to her and I'll ask her, how do we get it into the data bank of the European tourist associations? And that's the big way of promoting it. And what's very interesting also, even in my own country, we have set up a lot of cycling tours and this kind of holiday now in Ireland, and they've become very popular. But look, Nepal is a country that not many people know about. It's kind of one of these hidden countries in between India and China. But look, we have social media, we have online marketing. There's many ways you can introduce the tourists here. And you have good hotels here, you have good restaurants. But look, Pokhara, I've been to Kathmandu now as well. I spent a week or 10 days ago. It wouldn't be my cup of tea. Here we have the fresh air, we have the beautiful green hills, and above that, when you start trekking and this whole view in the morning, like there's something mystical about Fishtail and all of the ranges. It's like your next step to heaven. Of a beautiful morning. And ironically, I was down here in the lake talking to my family, and they were saying, all worried about me. I says, have a look at the mountains. Look at where I am. I says, I couldn't be in a better space.
So, do you think they want to visit Pokhara?
Well, I have some friends that I've said on the Facebook page that have been looking at the photographs and facts of Nepal, and definitely they want to come and look at it. They definitely do. And there is a huge opportunity, and tourism is a great money spinner. It's great for your GDP, and these people come with a pocket full of money for the restaurants, the bars. They create your economy, and the beds and the hotels and up through the villages.
Well, how did you find the service of the tourism sector?
Look, I'm blessed because I met the Pahari family and other families here in Pokhara, and I have been introduced to your chief attorney. I've been introduced to yourself. A very strong person in the planning area of the municipality of Pokhara. I've met lots of influential people, and I'd love to introduce our Irish government World Aid funding to Kaski or to the state of Gandaki, because, in fairness, you have been very, very good to me. This has been my home for the last 17 months, and it is a home from home, and that culture of family orientation. Like, I'm just after leaving the house with the big Dalbat, a lovely family. And it's just amazing. And last night we had a little presentation for a nurse. Unfortunately, we lost an American man here that I had to take care of in the hospitals and all the rest. The American embassy sent down some sorts. But, when we presented in her house, the whole family were there, and it was just so lovely.
Yeah, so family system relation kinship is one of the unique feature of Nepalese society.
Very strong.
So we love people to welcome, and the hospitality that are the part of the Nepalese culture.
Culture, yeah. So, and you have a strong culture. This is the one thing I love about you, and your music. You have some beautiful singers here, Nepalese songs, and it's lovely to sit and just listen to it. But your food, I find your food very refreshing.
Do you know any Nepali song that you have
Padam's wife sings a lovely song.
Can you sing?
I don't have the words, I don't have the words, but...
So, John, since Nepal is geographically it's a small country, but it's a very diverse socially, culturally, naturally.
Yeah.
So how Pokhara or how Nepal can unleash its economic potential?
Well, interesting. I met a young lady, engineer Anusha Pahari, and she brought me into your new airport that was being developed there. And I saw the beautiful building and the runway and everything. And, if you develop your hub into Europe, and I feel Frankfurt is a very good hub. It's the third largest airport in Europe, because we have 28 states in Europe, but any of the states is only an hour, maybe 90 minutes to Frankfurt.
Okay.
And Frankfurt is also a hub for Canada and USA.
Okay.
So you have all those connections. And then once you're in Frankfurt, you have a 6-7 hour flight into Pokhara. Very simple.
So that is your recommendation.
I'd be strongly
Wow.
pushing the municipality of Pokhara to make an agreement and have a hub in Europe. And I'd be pushing Frankfurt. Also, I read in the papers where your own Nepalese airline now, the European aviation authorities, they have accepted Nepalese Airways into their system.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's a great scope you see, right?
Look, it's there to be developed, but I will point the finger, and I don't mind doing it. We need leadership.
Right.
I'm here for the last 6 months. We tourists are in the darkness, both with the Ministry of Home Affairs and with the Ministry of Immigration and Tourism. You need to get your act together, and you need to do it quickly and smartly, and stop playing games.
Okay.
You know, this, I've witnessed it, and my very good friend Padam, we sit and talk about it many nights, and it's very disheartening. You know, for the international community to be looking in to see what's going on here with those skirmishes and you know, it's all verbal stuff.
Right.
You know, above in front of microphones. It's no good to the economy no good to the people of Nepal. You know, like 10 or 11 governments in 13 years, no sustainability. You know, you need to put people into positions that will lead and will stay in the positions, and not to be cat fighting over, you know, a ministry or something.
So I would add, it's going very nice, and I am enjoying to talking with you. John, as you mentioned that you are the witness of the instability in Nepal, that is real fact, and we are being witnesses for many years. So that is our problem. So in your opinion and in your experience, how the young people can play a role to make the politics more sustainable and stable? What is your suggestion?
That's a very, very good question. But I think your youth, you know, anybody between the ages of 20 and 30, you know, these are the people that are full of energy. And, you know, I don't know what percentage of people you have in that youth section, but I feel some of the younger people have to get involved, and some people that have their heart and soul in developing as a country.
Okay.
You know, look, I say it many times, governments are the most failed system in any part of the world. It doesn't matter whether they're democratic, republic, socialist, communist. I've seen it all over. Look at what's happening in Africa at the moment. I mean, criminal. Like, I mean, there's riots there. They're just looting shopkeepers and everything. And, you know, that is what will happen in countries when the governments don't step up to the mark and govern. You know, that's right. You swear an oath of allegiance to your constitution, and that's what you have to do, not this other game playing. And you know, ideally the youth, you know, but again, as I say, I don't know what percentage are there, because, you know, when you go for election, it's all about percentages. You know, it's not always the best candidate that gets voted in. It's the fella that's able to play with the figures. You know, and that's politics. But definitely, you know, the last 6 months has not been healthy. And what really frightens me is for the international community to be looking in. Like, I'm connected into a gentleman in the American embassy because of the man that died here was from America. And, you know, we talk about the same situation. And, you know, but it is what it is. And how we can change it, or how you can change it, you know, it's a difficult one, but definitely, you know, like I see loads of opportunities here, and this is for the Nepalese people. Right. You know, one of the big things I saw there recently was, you know, you voted in the UN conference in December 2020 to decriminalize cannabis. Right. Now I know you have the best seeds and the best plants in the whole of the world, but you need to protect the intellectual property rights of those products. You have up there, you have the Kasturi deer, you have the mushroom, which is very good for cancers, but you need to protect all that, and you need to make sure that you get your fair share of revenue out of that into the exchequer, put it back into education. Once you educate people, put it back into your health services. You know, give people something to aspire to.
Right.
You know, and that's, I think, you know, I see great energy in a lot of the people here. I know quite a few of the musicians, and they're lovely, lovely people.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it is very, very inspirational talk. Thank you very much sharing your thoughts and idea. It was very nice talking.
Not
And
at all. You're very
I
welcome.
wish very happy stay of you in Nepal.
Yeah.
So keep loving Nepal.
Absolutely.
Thank you, sir.
Absolutely. Namaste. Namaste.
Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme